I really want you guys to pay attention to this because his hair has a lot of sneaky challenges that most barbers miss. So my client's hair naturally goes backwards. As you can see, there's a growth pattern that just literally wants to go backwards, but he hates showing his forehead. So that's the reason why he wears it forward. So today I'm going to show you guys how I forced the hair to move forward, how I created a square shaped silhouette on a round head shape, and how I built texture that actually lasts. Before we get started, I really want you guys to understand it's not what you do to the hair, but why it works and why you're doing it. So you can literally repeat this technique on any head shape. So let's get started. Now, before I get started with any clipper work, any scissor work, I take them straight to the shampoo bowl. I definitely think that the reason why I do it is because not only am I able to get cleaner sections with my comb, the clippers are able to glide easier through the hair. There's no gunk, there's no oils. You really get a clean canvas out of this. If you want that like crisp ash line, this is a perfect way to get it. And here's a rule of thumb: clients are not going to ask for it, okay? Because clients are scared that you're going to charge for it. Me personally, I don't charge for it. Another reason why I do this too is because it boosts the experience of my services. So if you really want to charge more than $40 for a haircut, you got to do more than the $40 barber. And I do feel like this is one way of standing out, because a lot of barbers are just going to cut your hair and call it a day. Not many barbers take the hair wash seriously, so I make it mandatory for every client to get a hair wash before. So this right here is a perfect example on why you need to wash your client's hair out. So this is right after the wash bowl. As you can see, there's all that texture in his hair, all the growth patterns are showing. There's literally less chances of you messing up a haircut when you wash your client's hair out. So right here I'm going to do my profile sections to kind of see where the weight wants to live and how his hair reacts to my profile sections. I did notice in the back that the back was built really well, so I'm going to leave it alone. The main thing here is the top. So I did feel like the towards the apex it was a little heavy, so we're going to do our mohawk section. If you're not sure where to start, do the mohawk section first, and this can be your guide for the rest of the haircut. So I'm gonna do about 1 inch just because I feel like that's what's gonna give him the best longevity. He comes typically every 3 weeks, so this is perfect. So as you can see, as I'm cutting, I cut straight up, and I reposition his head as I cut because I don't want to round it off too much. So one of the things you have to remember is when you round off too much at an angle, it's gonna cut off way more than you think. So when you get closer to your client's forehead, obviously it's going to be really round, so you got to be very careful and not run it too much. So right here I'm taking horizontal sections and just following the guide that I did with my mohawk section. Okay, this is a very easy technique to kind of grasp and to kind of understand, because if you see the guide, that means you're doing it right. If you don't see the guide, then you got to go back and redo the steps. Okay, so as you can see, towards the parietal ridge, I rounded off just a little bit because I'm contouring it to my client's head shape. This is literally why barbers that charge more than 40 charge more than 40, because we're literally tailoring a haircut to your head shape. And this is not as easy as it looks, especially in the beginning. If you're just starting off, it's not as easy as it looks. So right here is the main problem. I don't want to take up too much weight. So right here I'm using my feather comb to kind of just soften up his bangs. I want that shattered, that broken look. I don't want that blunt. I did feel like towards the middle it was a little too heavy, so I'm kind of just feathering it out. I did feel like towards the end it wisped out a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna dust it off with my scissors. And as you can see now, the hairline is really texturized. There's no bluntness to it. It's very shattered. This is what it's supposed to look like if you did the steps right. Okay, so now moving on to the diffuser. You barbers need to be very careful with this part, because you can cause breakage and damage the hair if it's on high heat. As you can see, the diffuser doesn't touch my client's hair or the scalp at all. Okay, for me, I take my time, so I'm not in a rush. And another reason why I really take pride in what I do, because I don't like to rush my clients. Okay, so I have everything on low heat. That way it prevents me not to cause any breakage. So right here is literally me trying to force his hair forward. And how we were saying at the beginning, he has a natural growth pattern that wants to go backwards. So this is literally me fighting his hair. And this is what people that have this kind of hair, You need to do this every single day, or find a barber that knows what he's doing like this, where he's giving you a silhouette and it makes it easier for you to manage. Obviously, once it starts to fall apart, that's when you know it's time for a haircut. Okay, so now moving on to the taper with the so first things first, my thing is I outline everything first. Not only does this boost the speed of my haircuts, but I also use this as a guideline. Believe it or not, this is my guideline, my first guideline. A lot of barbers think that this is the first guideline. No, this is my second guideline. My first guideline will always be the outlining of my clients' C-cups, the ear line, the neckline, all that good shit. Get that out of the way first. That way you have like a fence and like a guide to where you're not supposed to blend into, if that makes any sense. Like now you know where to keep things dark and where to keep things organized. So, and you'll see me go back and forth, especially when I'm fading. I feel like once you actually get the taper done, you're going to actually go back and you're gonna start seeing the lines that you need to hit again, because it's a different perspective. Like once you have the taper done, you're gonna see the lines that need to be re-hit again, you know. So I really hope this is helping, guys. If this is helping, please drop a comment down below. Drop a fire emoji. Let me know how I'm doing. I'm really trying to help you guys. So right here, I'm just grazing the hair, kind of just get on the flyaways. This is a very important technique that I learned from one of my buddies. It really works really well, but you gotta be very careful because you can easily dig into your client's scalp. Okay, so for me, this is another guideline. I treat this the balding of the scalp like a guideline. So as you can see, I'm not going too close with the shaver, especially to the guideline, because I don't want to create another one. Okay, so now moving on with my clipper all the way open. I like to blend up, especially when I get all my scissor work done. If you did the scissor work right, you don't need to go past the 3. Okay, and I'm gonna explain why in a little bit. So right here, I'm gonna blend up going with my 0, and you really have to go notch by notch, especially in the beginning. Okay, as you can see, I'm really just flicking. Okay, following the motions, following the contrast. Like this is literally all it is. Like following why we do a taper. It's just the contrast, guys, from lightest to darkest. We don't want an overstretched taper, and you know what I'm talking about when I say overstretched. So now I'm doing a 2 all the way close, and I'm keeping things relatively organized. As you can see, I don't even touch the C-cup that much, and this is literally how I keep them so dark. I just graze the C-cup enough to keep it sharp. And you know, obviously you do when you do it to one side, you do it to the other side, but the steps are a little different because one side doesn't grow the same as the other side. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're blending. One of the things I want you guys to understand right here is when I use my number 2 card, I make sure I hit the whole transition area, right? So I even go a little bit behind the ear because that's still considered the transition area. This is why your tapers don't come out right, because you just focus on the C-cup and then the sideburn and that is it. No, you got to hit the behind the ear just a little bit to get that symmetry. And this is what I mean. As you can see, I'm pulling my client's ear down just a little bit and kind of flicking behind the ear with the 2, and just play with it. Open, close to kind of get that transition that you're looking for, right? And like I said before, and in the beginning, how I was saying, like a lot of barbers miss this. Like my clients' growth patterns on this side are crazy unpredictable. So one side grows to the right and one side grows to the left. These are the things that most barbers miss. So this is why scissor work is extremely important. you don't want to mess things up. And this is why I always say setting your foundation first with your scissor work is going to be key to getting a nice transition from lightest to darkest. You don't want to take off too much to where it looks like you bit a chunk off. You know what I mean? So right here, all I'm really doing is just fixing my transition. I want that seamless blend from the lightest to darkest. You really have to take your time because you have to keep in mind, if you're just starting out, this is a very tight area to start with. In the beginning, when I started doing tapers like this, I fucking hated them, and for good reason too, because they're not easy. Like, they're really not easy, you know. So you really have to take your time, especially with tapers. You're not alone if you feel like you can't do them, but just know that with repetition and with asking for help and saying that it could be better, because things could always be better, right? Things could always be better. Don't settle for less. You always want to strive for perfect. I mean, obviously you can't be perfect, but that's what separates the average from the greats, right? Like, knowing that you can never be perfect, but still chasing after it, there will always be a new ceiling to reach. Don't minimize yourself. Always go for more, and teach and inspire. Because at the end of the day, this is why we do what we do. Like, don't gatekeep. You know, I always say that if you gatekeep, there's no reason to, because whatever I give you is going to be completely different than how I would use it. You see what I'm saying? So if you guys are liking this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with somebody that can help, that this can help. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm trying to build a community. I'm trying to build a community with barbers that are trying to push forward, you know. So if you guys are loving this video, please leave comments down below on what you're learning. I really want to know. I really want to conversate with you guys, so let me know. So now moving on to the nape, or the neck taper. So I like to start about a finger, maybe 2 fingers width, especially with necks like this, because as you can see, it's very narrow and I don't want to like make it super wide. So the baseline for this, and for me, is always a 2. I like using a 2 guard to set my base, and then from there I'll blend down, and then I'll go from there with my clipper. And then based on how his hair reacts to that is essentially how I base the neck tapers and fade the neck taper. So now I'm doing a 1 closed, and just follow that all the way through. Remember that it's essential to hit it with lever open before you move on to every single step. And make sure you flick as hard as you can too. I'm still using the same clippers, sabers. These are one of my favorite clippers. I definitely recommend these. If you guys want a discount, use Paco 10 at checkout, and you guys will get a discount. But anyways, moving on. So here is so now I'm blending up, and you really have to be careful with the ridges. As you can see, my client has a very narrow neck, or a neck taper, so you have to be very careful on where you're blending and not mistake it for a dark spot, and then you end up taking it higher. So always go in with if you're insured, just always go in with your blade open. So now I'm going in with my one guard, and essentially all I'm really doing now is just texturizing the blend and making it very fluffy. That way it just looks really blurry. That's essentially what it means when people say blurry. It's fluffy, you know. So from there, just be sure to hit those dark spots. And I don't know what it is about the Andes shaver. I just feel like it's the best one that gets the skin super bald. Like, not even the Babylist gets it super bald like that. I feel like the Andes isn't as strong, but it does get super close to the skin without irritating. So here I am using my Low Pros, the best trimmers in the market in my opinion. Be sure that you don't take them in too narrow, especially with necks like this. So now I'm moving on to the styling. Always style your client's hair, guys. Style your client's hair at aftershave, at talk, because these are the things that clients are gonna remember, because they don't want to feel itchy, especially after a haircut, right? So here I'm applying it to semi wet hair and kind of just moving it around and letting it do its thing. My favorite product right now is Church's Sun Wax, and they have a whole great line. I'll tag them down below in the description. They have a matte and they also have a pretty good hair cream that works really well. I love their stuff because it's botanical, so what that means is it's very organic. All the ingredients in it are vegan. It's great shit. Alright guys, so this is the full breakdown on the mid taper blowout with texture. So if you did all the steps correctly, this is what it should look like styled. As you can see, there's direction, there's flow. This is what it should look like. So let me know in the comments down below what clicked, what didn't. Was the scissor work? Was the taper sequence? Was it the style prep? Was it the texture prep? Whatever it is, please say something so I can help. If you need more elaboration on whatever I did, I can also help with that. Listen, if you're a barber starting out, I know what you're going through. I've been there. I know what it's like where you feel like you're not getting anywhere, but just know that you're not alone. I'm here to help. I'll be dropping new tutorials every single week. These tutorials are meant for you to level up, okay? So please share with anybody that's like really struggling. I'm here to help, you know? So I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.